Good morning, everybody. My name is Laura, but I go by Crafty Chef Diamond. I hope everybody's doing well. You might get bumped a little bit. It took me forever to get this my camera angled on the right way. I have this little clip camera that clips to the table, and it has a ring light. I don't use the ring light, but it has this really long extension. But the extension that goes to the cell phone is so short, and you just can't, I can't figure it out. I need to go to classes to figure out how to do what filming. So, welcome everybody. Today I'm having coffee in South Carolina. I do collect Starbucks coffee mugs of the different states. And today I am working on Snow Queen. I am on the top area. I am almost done. And hopefully by the end of this week, Snow Queen will be completed and I will be able to show everybody this beautiful artwork that I've been working on. Some chef notes before I get started on our little chat. From the last time I did a Wip-N-Chat, thank you to all the new subscribers and thank you to the ones who do follow me. Greatly appreciated. It really is. Cindy Lee, DP and Cozy Corner, Super Mario 10, Galaxy Bro, Diamond Nana, Debbie Jeans, This and That, and Mariah's Life in Maine. If you did subscribe and I didn't mention your name, it's because I didn't get a notification. YouTube is weird. Sometimes I get a notification and sometimes I don't. So if I didn't mention your name, I apologize. And welcome. I'm going to move my coffee over because I don't want to drench my diamond painting after all this hard work. There's a lot of hard work that goes into creating a great masterpiece, even though you're following somebody else's pattern. So grab your cup of coffee, some water, your diamond painting, any type of craft that you're doing. I just love this crafting community. So I'm using this pen today. And I do want to share some. I just started using stainless steel tips, guys. And oh my goodness. Tinker sent these to me. And my friend Wanda sent me a tip a long time ago, and I can't seem to find that pin. I have to look for it. But when I put that stainless steel tip on there, for some reason, I couldn't see the diamond, and I have to see the diamond before I place it. So I kind of put that pin off to the side, and I lost it. But then I got these other tips, and they're just amazing. And I do use glue dots, and I do want to share something with you. Still working on this cough. You know, a lot of times when you put a glue dot in, it's really sticky. And some of the other creators, they say, well, will they just rub it on their jeans or they get some hand cream out and that all works. Rubbing it on your jeans, I get lint. So that kind of gunks up the glue dot. And then if you remember to bring the hand cream to your crafting table, I mean, that's all good. You know, you want to keep your hands moist. But this, I used this at work when I was doing all my deposits and everything with my paperwork. Now everything is automated. So what I do with this is I take it and I open it up and I take a little bit of it and I just put it on my finger. And then I take the tip and just go like this. And it doesn't stick anymore. And you just keep applying that as needed. And it just works great. One of my friends in Florida that just started diamond painting, and I turned her on to Diamond Art Club, and I sent her a little care package of things for her to get started. And I told her to get some of that. And I believe everything's going well. It goes well for me. It's something you can try. You know, we all have our tips and tricks of what we do and how we craft. So it's just, I need to get started. My little Wip-N-Chat is, I'm chatting and not whipping. So, yeah, it just works really good. So if you go to any office supply store, you can get it on Amazon, and you can see if you can see through I'm placing and it's not sticking at all. So getting back to work has been fabulous. I miss those kiddos. If a lot of you don't know, I do work in a school and I am their private chef, and they sent me a great welcome. Coming back, I was on break from December 21st to January 18th. And yeah, I'm back to work and having a great time. And they all missed me, and the staff missed me. And they have kept me very busy because these parents had to pack lunches for these children for 2 weeks when school started back after the holiday. And so my new order forms, oh my goodness, I've been so busy. Usually I try to get food videos and show you guys. I have been so busy that I can't do that right now because of trying to push out my prepping and getting everything out of the window for the staff has just been unreal. Just to give you an example, we have 78 students. We are a very small school. We're a private school. We are a Christian school. And, the children are our future. And you got to feed them so they can continue to learn. But Friday, so we have 78 students, and I had to do 65 orders of spaghetti. A lot of people think, oh, spaghetti is really easy to do. For me, it's not, because I try to do everything from scratch, or somewhat from scratch. I do start off my sauce with 2 number 10 cans. And if you don't know what a number 10 can is, it's a very large can of a tomato base. But with the spices and getting everything together for that, then you have to get the garlic bread ready. And I just go to the store and I get really large French bread, and then I have to cut it up, and then I make my own garlic butter, and then I put a little cheese on top and broil it. And so Friday was spaghetti, garlic bread, sorbet, coconut ice cream, and fruit. So, when you're preparing for all of that, it's a lot. You have to have your pacing down just right. So the first thing I do when I go into work, and that's a little story with that too, getting back into the process. You guys have to realize I'm a hamster in a wheel, and sometimes I get sidetracked. So if I do, I apologize. This might just be a mishmash Wip-N-Chat. And I've been working on trying to do this Wip-N-Chat. Yesterday was Saturday, and I did it like 4 times, and I had issues. I had anxiety, and I don't know why. Maybe I had too much caffeine. So anyways, like I said, I'm a hamster in a wheel, and I apologize. I don't have a very exciting life. It's all about diamond painting, cooking at my school, and getting the joy out of that, and shopping, grocery shopping all the time. I live at the stores. It's so crazy. And then I go to church. So getting back to work, and that's really all I have to talk about, you guys. I mean, I have my friends and stuff that I communicate with, and in between my busyness. So, let's see. So a monthly menu goes out for the children, or to the parents, and the children select what they want to have for the month. I do have annuals that these are children that are on my list that pay for the whole year. Then I have the ones that, they don't, some of the stuff that's on there, they don't particularly care for it. And so they will, I just lost my glue dot. That's not good. And they would select what they want, and then I do account from there. Well, coming back from vacation, my computer was down, and I grabbed an old list, not thinking of how old it was. It just, they all look alike. So I grabbed that list, and I started doing all my tally marks. I lost that glue dot, you guys. Isn't that weird? So I need to get myself reset up again. I apologize. You get the real life fumbo jumbos here. So I set up my list of everything that I needed, and then I, started cooking for the week, and my numbers were off. And when I go into work, I take what I'm fixing for the day, and I break it all down into classes, who's on the first shift, what class gets what. We have K3, K4, all the way up to 7th grade. So I didn't realize that I had a list that, sorry guys, I'm getting this ready here. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'm just placing another glue dot in here. I might have to switch out my pin. So this whole week has been nothing but, my numbers have been completely wrong. And I don't know why I'm having issues here. Huh. So I'm running around the dining room going to different classes saying, hey, you're supposed to have 10 trays here. Why do you have 12? Well, I forgot to take off the children that left the school. I forgot to put on the new children who have joined the school, or children who transferred from one class to another class. So this week, I finally got it straightened out, and the administrator gave me a new sheet. Actually, I gave him my sheet, and I said, look, I made a mistake here. I don't know what's going on. Take my sheet, go against your sheet that you have for your enrolled students, and give me a new sheet, a new count. And he did. He made a whole new count. So I got that straightened out. Okay, let me see if I can get this rolling. I might have to grab a different pin. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I'm going to grab a different pin, y'all. I'm going to switch to this one. I'll fix that other pin later. This wasn't meant to be. Okay, so my counts were completely off. And so I have a new sheet that I need to revamp and start, but usually I break everything down, and then I post a card on my wall, and then it tells me exactly how many drinks I need. And we don't do the regular little milk cartons that you used to get in the cafeteria. No, no, no. The older kids, they get like juice or Crystal Light, like lemonade, sugar-free. And then from K3, K4, all the way to 1st grade, they get milk, and I buy it in the gallons, and then I have to do the cups, cap them, tray them, and then put them all in the refrigerator. So that's the first thing I do, is get the drinks out of the way. And then, like Friday we had spaghetti, I had to go in reverse, and I had to go back to my culinary skills and grab the onions, the green peppers, the red peppers, the basil, everything that I'm going to need. And boy, I was chopping away. I was tucking them fingers under so I wouldn't cut them off. And I was chopping so fast because I knew that the numbers were really high. And my volunteer wasn't going to come in till about 10:30. Well, I asked her to come in a little early. And she did. She came in at 10 o'clock. And she says, what do you want me to do? I said, well, I got the garlic bread done, because earlier I had a discussion with her and told her, if you come in, and I'll have everything ready for the garlic bread, and I need you to put that together and then put it in the oven for me. And she's like, oven? You have an oven? I'm like, Rose, we have an oven. Yes. And so then I decided, well, that's not going to work. So as soon as she walked in the building, and she said, good morning, how are you? And I said, she goes, what do you want me to do? And I said, I need 65 cups of coconut sorbet and trade up and put in the freezer so that when it's time, we just put them straight on the trays. I had already had the fruit done. It's Friday, so I try to get rid of all the fruit in my refrigerator. So if I have to pluck grapes, I'll do that if I have to cut up watermelon or if some's left over from the day before. Friday, we want to get rid of any of the fruit that's been cut because it's not going to last over the weekend. So some of the kids get mishmash fruit. A couple of them had fruit salads, a couple of them had watermelon, and then another group had green and black grapes. So, let's see. And then, I have a big, it's called a CVAP machine, and it's a humidity machine. I don't use it a lot. I use it a lot for like if I'm doing puddings, steaming items, when I do macaroni and cheese, because I do all that stuff from scratch and I'll put them in there. But a lot of times I use it as a holding well for like if I'm doing 10 trays of garlic bread, it just holds all my half sheet pans in there for before it gets ready to go into the oven. So I had to go back to Restaurant Depot, which is a supply store, and guys, they had nothing. I used to go on a Monday, but because I was getting back into work, I went on a Wednesday. I should have gone on Tuesday, but it was raining, and I did not want to haul food down 2 flights of stairs, and it can get quite slippery, and you can hurt yourself, especially if you're carrying large cases of food, and especially paper supplies, because, you get the large cases of napkins, cup lids, and that kind of stuff. And so I went on a Wednesday after service, and it was an easy day. I did Domino's pizza. The kids love Domino's pizza. I hate Domino's pizza. The only thing I like on them is the crust, and I need to find out the recipe of what type of butter base they put on their crust. That's the only part of Domino's pizza that I enjoy. But the kids, they live off of Domino's pizza or Pizza Hut or Little Caesars, and I just think it's crap in a box. So every other week we have Domino's pizza, and it takes off the pressure of me going to the Restaurant Depot day because I want to hurry up and get the dishes done and then head to the supply store. So when I went to the supply store, there was nothing. They had no bread. And on my list was like 16 loaves of white club bread. That was not available. Lettuce was not there. I understand we were having our little shortages and stuff, but oh my gosh, it was unreal. I guess on a Wednesday, you need to get there very early in the morning, because if you go in the afternoon, you are getting the slim pickings. There was no hamburger, tomatoes. I did manage to get watermelon. Watermelon finally went down in price. It was $12 here, went down to $7. One watermelon turned out really good, and the other one was on the verge of going, not, it needed to be served. And so this whole week has been nothing but catch me up going to different supply stores to get the items that I need to service the kitchen. And so I did like 3 or 4 runs to different areas, supply stores to operate my kitchen, which was rough. Guys, it was rough. I just felt like and then you have to go home and you have to do your own shopping. And I just feel like I live in a kitchen, and then I live in the grocery stores. And then I come home and I diamond paint. And to try to relieve the stress from the hectic day I've had. So, yeah. I did get back to the gym. I go to the gym with a coworker on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that felt good. Marathon update. I didn't mention this in my last Wip-N-Chat, and I told everybody your body goes through trauma because you're not built to do a 26-mile marathon. You're just not, These are things that we just put our bodies through for pain and agony and joy. So I wear Hoka shoes, and that's what my foot doctor told me to wear. And I did pretty good in training with them. I don't know what's going on. And I wear toe socks. I like to have my toes individually wrapped. And I don't know if I wore a pair of new socks on marathon day, and I wore the same brand the day before marathon day, to make sure that my toes were acclimated to this new brand of sock, and they were washed and everything prior. Um, I, you know, I I don't know what happened, but I had all these blisters on my toes, and it's been taking a while to rehab them. I've lost 3 toenails so far. I need to find a shoe that has a little bit larger toe box. And my daughter-in-law, I cannot remember the name of the shoe, the brand. And she has a larger toe box. I am gonna go with those shoes. I do need shoes that have. Used to wear stabilizer shoes. Now I'm into. As you get older, I'm into cushion shoes. So this girl needs a shoe with a better toe box. So when I was at Disney, I did purchase a pair of Crocs because the blisters were really bothering me. And so they are still healing. The blisters are gone, but the extra skin from the blisters I've had to trim off and put medication on my toes. And like I said, 3 nails. It was weird. I had blisters under the toe bed, and it wasn't like, it just filled with clear fluid. It was that sticky fluid you get with your basic blister. Like if you burn yourself and you get the fluid up underneath there, it wasn't that pussy fluid. Sometimes it's a little sticky, but I had to get the fluid out from underneath the nail bed, and that's how I lost my nails, because it just pushes, the pressure pushes up on the toes. So so my toes are in rehab still. Back to the gym. Cheryl and I are getting ready to do our school for March Madness, and we do a step competition. And it can get pretty, the competition can get pretty rough because these people are out. They are doing it. It's basically how many steps. I like to be just a regular person and just go out and run and count my steps. A lot of them keep their cell phones in their pockets, and so that counts their steps. I just go out and try to run. So we're getting ready for that. Cheryl's getting ready for Sarah's, on President's Day. Sarah passed away, and her year anniversary is coming up, and her birthday's coming up, and we are going to do May the 4th Be With You. She likes Star Wars, and May 4th is her birthday. So we will be running in honor of Sarah on May 4th. And then there's a couple of virtual races that we want to do. And some are with Snoopy. We're going to do May 4th. I think Cheryl's going to we're going to do it up in my area, or we're going to do it at the lake. She says her area where she lives is just too hilly, and it is. And she's been having a few hip issues, but she has been a trooper. Going back to the gym, she's on a goal, a weight loss journey goal, and we are doing this together, and I'm there to help support her, as well as keep myself in shape. So we do go on the base to the gym, and we have 2 gyms on the base. One of them is called the Field Gym, and you could do anything from ropes, weightlifting. They have a mini track in there. You can do the track. They have the big tractor tires that you can bang on or flip. They have the big weight carriers where you could add these trolleys with weights and just push them and go to town on them. Then we have another gym. It's by the library. A Graves gym. That's what it's called, Graves. That gym has the Nautilus equipment, all the treadmills, to get yourself warmed up. They have a little exercise room. So if you're going to do any Pilates, yoga, calisthenics, that's all there for you. So we used to just rotate the gyms, and then now, right now we're just doing the Fields gym because it has the really large track on the outside. And Thursday we did the track. Cheryl, I went to go say good morning to her at school, and she said, "Did you get my text message?" I said, "No." She goes, I got everything ready for the gym, put it by the door, and walked out of the door and left everything. And I said, "Well, we can just do the track. Can you walk in the shoes that you're wearing right now?" And she says, "Well, I can try." And I said, "You know what, Cheryl? I always get out before you do, because she has to stay at the school until 3:45. They have to make sure all the children are completely out of the building and they have been transported safely in the arms of their loving parents. So she needs to hang around, and all the staff has to be there till 3:45. And I said, "Look, I get out early before you do. I'm going to run home. I have a pair of running shoes that I don't like. They're Nikes. And I said they're a little flashy, but they work. You don't have to go into fashion and running. Anything you do, you just wear whatever you want to wear for running. Don't need anything fancy." So I went home, and I got out a little early, even though it was Friday. I got all the dishes done and everything. Oh, no, that was Thursday. No, Thursday was an easy day in the kitchen. Sorry, guys. I told you I am a hamster. So everything was easy in the kitchen. I ran home. I got the shoes, put them by the door, grabbed some socks for her because I think she was wearing some hose, and went and took a quick little nap and set my alarm. And then I was off to the gym because I only live like 3 miles from Fort Belvoir, and we do go on the military installation base for the gym or the track. So we did a couple of miles at the track, and her hips were starting to bother her. So we did well. I dropped my phone. My phone is getting tore up. It fell out of my pocket. There was another lady listening to music. I guess she had seen my phone, that it dropped out of my pocket, and I didn't realize it. And I had my tracker on, and my tracker went off on the first mile. Why I didn't hear it when it went off on the second mile is, I don't know. I was just running my mouth talking with her. And so when we stopped, there was my phone setting off to the side of the track. Yeah. I have to stop this for a minute, guys, and I will be right back. I had to have some of my coffee. Sorry about that, guys. So let's see what else is going on in my life. It's all about the grocery store, everybody. So I normally get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have coffee with my husband, and I kind of do some of my YouTube-y things, or I'll see what videos have been posted from everybody. And I do have a couple of games on my phone, and I got to collect my little coins and stuff. So anyways, I do that in the morning, and then in the back of my mind, I'm doing the gameplay of how I'm going to structure myself for my meal prep at work, and I keep replaying that in my head. So a lot of times, after my husband leaves for work and it's time for me to get ready for work, that's when I listen to little videos, Wip-N-Chats. If it's a Wip-N-Chat, I'm in the shower and I'm listening to you, and then I try to make a comment afterwards. And so I listen to everybody on YouTube, and I try to. I can't get to everybody, but I slowly get there. I listen to everybody even when I'm at work, until about 10:30, until my volunteer comes in, and then I have to take my earbuds off and we do our communication and stuff. And that's how I run. I listen to you guys, and right now, I listen. For a while, I've been listening to you guys the whole time while I'm at work. While I'm cooking and everything, I'm listening to different creators. Wip-N-Chats. Some of you are making cards. Some of you are doing contests. Some of you are getting ready to kick off events. And some of the events I want to join, there are just so many events, and it's just unreal how many events there are. When I started diamond painting, April will be 3 years. A lot of times when I started, it was just like people joining collabs, and there would be the drills and chills, the chuck along, and then all of a sudden people started, creators, everybody just started all these different events, and then you'd like, oh, I want to join that one, and then they have the witchy events, and just there's so many of them, retro classic, breast cancer awareness, autism. I mean, wow. You guys, you go. You just, and some of them I cannot join just because I don't think I can get the canvas done in time, and I don't want to stress myself out getting the canvas done in time. I did that for the first couple of years, and I don't like to have an event in and have an unfinished canvas. And I know a lot of them now, they state, well, you don't have to have a finished canvas, but then you go on to the next one, so then you have your serial starter because you didn't finish the canvas that you started, but then there's a new event that came in, and then now you're going to be working on the new canvas. And some people can do that and then maybe work 2 canvases at a time. I already have 2 whips in progress right now that I haven't had the time to work on them, and have been trying to join the group. I have joined the group, okay? It's a year-long group, an event to finish off your whips. I haven't even had the chance. I keep telling myself, Laura, you got to go. I have them in the basement because this one canvas I'm doing is really big. I mean, it's huge. Am I going to finish it in a year? I don't think so. It's a freestyle canvas. I'm working from a cross stitch pattern. It's not computerized on one of those pattern keepers. So it's very old school. And I keep telling myself, Laura, go take your pictures, at least get them posted. And then I get sidetracked and I forget. And then I'm like, well, I want to finish Snow Queen. And then I thought, well, let me see if I can do some of these other events. And then I have to go dig through my stash and try to find something. And right now I have all my diamond art clubs. They're all stacked up in a huge pyramid. And I was like, I'm going to have to rip this all apart because I'm the idiot that didn't put the stickers at the end of the box. And so everything is blind. So I would have to tear the whole complete stack apart to find something. So you know what? I just have to go with the flow. Laura just needs to do Laura right now. And if I can get into an event and I do have some budget-friendly paintings that might work with some of the events, and because I like to do a small painting after a large painting, or do a little special project. Sometimes I do them in between the large projects. Again, I'm sorry, guys, if I'm hamstring and getting sidetracked here. I did stop Snow Queen for one night, and it was a coworker's birthday, and she loves Snoopy, and I was going to try to get her a Snoopy done, a Van Gogh Snoopy. It didn't come in yet, and that would take time. So I was thinking about just giving her, if it did come in, to give her wrap an empty box and say coming soon. But I went ahead and thought, no, I'll just save it for another time. And so I grabbed one of my rhinestone projects and made her, it was an organizer with pockets, and it had orchids on it and everything. So I hurried up and I drilled that in one evening. And then when I woke up early in the morning with my husband, I hurried up and got the sealer and sealed it. And by the time I was ready for work, it was dry. I hurried up and grabbed a bag and some tissue paper and I threw it in there and put some hand soap that I had when I went to what is it, the body shop, the bath shop or something. They have a foam type hand wash that I love, and when I go there and they have it available, especially for my kitchen, I get the lemon, and it's lemon surprise. I grab a couple bottles of that. I had that, put that in the bag, and I was off to work. And then when I got there, I presented her with her little gift, and she loved it. So I will save Van Gogh for later. But anyways, I do have some budget-friendly canvases that will work for some of the events that are going on. And they're simple, they're easy. I can get them done maybe in a week in between working and stuff, and be able to join in on that. I think Blunts and Gems for February. Her name is Sam. She's doing the Black History Month event, and I'm so excited for her to kick off her first. She's doing her first event. I do not have a canvas for that, but I'm there to help support and listen to the Wip-N-Chats and her guest speakers or her lives that she has going on for Black History. She said she was going to do some bios about some special people in the Black History celebration, so that's cool. But then later on, she's doing one with plants, so I found a great canvas that would go great for that. Let's see. I might, if I get finished with Snow Queen, I might be able to join the Retro Classic. They are only allowing legal license, legal. They're only taking licensed artwork, and because their sponsors are big sponsors, and that's really cool. I know Stacy Ritzy has worked very hard on her event, and so I did find a canvas, and luckily it wasn't too far on the bottom of my Diamond Art Club stash, and I sent her a picture and said, will this work? And it is a small canvas from Diamond Art Club, so hopefully I can get that unboxed and show you guys, and then start working on it. It's called the Captain, and it's the airline stewardess and the captain, and they are kissing, and it's a retro looking picture. So yeah, canvas, I think that will be great. Let's see. They're just, like I said, I don't know all the names of the events, but you know, you guys are doing a fantastic job with the events. Time for a drink of coffee. Oh, did I tell you I was having coffee in South Carolina? Yeah, South Carolina. So okay, so lately I'm a big buff for true crime, and I follow Real Trials, and I've learned so much, guys. I have learned so much. So I did follow Amber Heard trial. I follow the Darrell Brooks trial, and right now there is a trial of Alec Murdaugh, and I don't know if you guys have heard of him. And so, like I said earlier, when I go to work, I listen to creators, Wip-N-Chats, and all that good stuff. And so now the trial has started. By Monday, it'll be day 6. I listened to the jury selection. I listened to some of the expert witnesses before the trial started. So I listened to you guys until I get to work, and then when the trial starts, I put you guys in the library of who I'm watching currently, and I start listening to the trial. This guy, you guys, he is being, I have to read it to you, I really do. This guy is unreal, and okay, this is a novel. Okay, it is truly a novel. Disgraced attorney Alec Murdaugh charged with murder in the death of wife and son. Disgraced South Carolina attorney Alec Murdaugh was charged with murder Thursday in the deaths of his wife and younger son, who were fatally shot outside their home more than a year ago. Murdaugh is already jailed and faced dozens of criminal charges that have piled up in the months since his wife, Maggie, 52, and their son, 22-year-old Paul, were killed. But until now, he has not been charged. Well, he is charged now. He's been in jail for over a year, and he is in trial, guys. And that started 6 days ago, charged in the connection of his wife and son's death. The indictment handed up by the grand jury in Colton County, where the shootings happened. Murdaugh killed his wife, allegedly. Right now, we're alleged. He's not guilty yet. Okay, guys, he's not guilty yet. Has killed his wife with a rifle and his son with a shotgun. They included no details on how the police linked Murdaugh to the deaths after 13 months of investigation. More details may be released in a bond hearing, which has not been scheduled. Okay, this is an old brief, so he's been indicted and all that stuff. So Murdaugh, 54, has repeatedly denied any role in the deaths, saying he was visiting his mother and ailing father and discovered his son and wife slain when he returned to their estate. Let's see. Murdaugh's family has the legal scene in a tiny neighboring Hampton County for nearly a century. Murdaugh's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were the area's elected prosecutors for 87 years straight. Murdaugh once worked for the century-old family-founded law firm, which boasted of securing millions of dollars verdicts for accidental deaths, product liability, or workplace safety cases. The firm said in September that he was stealing money. The June 2021 deaths prompt authorities to look into all corners of Murdaugh's life. At least a half a dozen investigations resulted in charges that he stole $8.5 million from people who hired him, and that he lied to police by saying he was shot by a stranger on a roadside when officials say he actually asked a friend to kill him so his surviving son could collect $10 million in life insurance policy just days after the family firm determined he was stealing money. State police informed they gathered in the Murdaugh's investigation also led them to review what was initially reported as the hit-and-run death of 19-year-old Stephen Smith in Hampton County in July 2015. Although they didn't provide more details, agents also exhumed the body of Murdaugh's housekeeper, Gloria Stanterfield, who the family said died in the hospital several days after a fall in 2018. Prosecutors said Murdaugh got his insurers to pay more than $4 million in wrongful death claims to the Satterfields case by saying he was negotiating for the family but didn't give them any of the money. In June, Murdaugh was indicted in what prosecutors said was an 8-year money laundering and painkiller ring that also involved that same friend and former client charged with trying to help him commit suicide. Murdaugh wrote 437 checks worth $2.4 million that his friend cashed over 8 years, keeping some of the money for himself and giving the rest for a wide range illegal activities, according to the indictments unsealed last month. Murdaugh has been in jail since October, held on a $7 million bond. The South Carolina Supreme Court disbarred Murdaugh on Tuesday, confirming after Murdaugh's attorney declined to contest arguments at a June disbarment hearing. Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were shot several times between 9 and 9:30 p.m. the night of June 7th, 2021, outside their home on the family land near Islington. Authorities said their bodies were found near dog kennels, according to the Collection County coroner's Richard Harvey. Okay, there's more about this. Okay, there's just one more paragraph. At the time, authorities reported that Alec Murdaugh discovered the bodies and called 911. Murdaugh sounded deeply upset and agitated on the call, immediately identifying himself and telling the operator, wife and child has been shot on his property. I've been up to it now. It's bad, Murdaugh said. I tell you guys, I am invested in this trial. So right now, he is only being going to trial for the death of his wife and son. And of course, they might bring some of the evidence about the illegal monies that he's being charged with. But he's being charged with a whole lot of stuff. So it really, he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life just because of the money laundering. Some people recovered some of their money back, but not all. So, yeah. So I listen to you guys until it's time for court. And then I switch over to Emily D. Baker. She's a commentary. She's been a lawyer for 17 years. She retired and she does the YouTube thing. And, she does a wonderful job on the commentary. And then once my volunteer comes in, I turn everything off and we get everything ready for setup, execute everything. They clean up the dining room. And then when it's time for me to start washing dishes, I go back to the trial and I try to do catch up. And then whatever I missed during the time, I try to do a replay. Going to court, it's an 8-hour thing. So then if I don't get that much caught up, I know there's another channel that I watch, The Lawyer Peter Trejos. He's in Florida, and he is an acting attorney. And I will follow his updates. So he will gather all the information that was going on during court, because he's still a working lawyer. So he's listening he's doing his job with one eye and watching with the other eye. And then he does a commentary in the evening about how the day went, what were the important parts of the trial, what evidence was brought in, and yeah. And then after that, and then I'll listen and diamond paint doing that. And I'll do that till about 10 o'clock at night. And then it's time to go to bed. And that's my day, y'all. That is my day. So I hope I didn't bore you too much. There's other trials that are going on. They do say that the Murdaugh case might go on for 3 weeks, maybe a little longer. It's a big case. I'm excited right now. Friday wasn't that great. They were going through evidence, and they have to go through evidence to set a foundation, so they can use the evidence later on when they start calling more witnesses. And it's quite boring, but they have to do it. If there's 400 pieces of evidence, they have to present that, record it, and place it so it can be used for a later date. Like I said, I've learned a lot. And these people, I guess, there's always going to be good lawyers, and there's always going to be trials, because we have a lot of crazy people in this world, and that keep the lawyers busy in their jobs, because while they're doing their stupid acts. And for a lawyer, and if he is guilty, he's not, I don't want to be biased in this trial. I want to listen to the evidence and see what they're, it could be like one of those O.J. Simpson trials. I'm still listening to that one off and on. And those are like 8 to 10 hour day trials. I already know the outcome, but I was just grabbing some of the nitbit stuff that went along with it. So that's what I do. And And like on Saturday, yesterday, I listened. Pick somebody that I haven't listened to all week. Ooh, that's my dog. She is dreaming while she is sleeping. So you'll hear her make her little noises. And try to get caught up on some of you guys and diamond paint and, get caught up on housework and everything. Well, I have talked your ear off. And like I told you yesterday, I was just full of anxiety. I even told my friend Tinker, because we correspond every single day. If we don't hear from each other on a daily basis, we know something's up and what's going on, and we got to find out. And I told her I did so many. I must have tried to do a Wip-N-Chat 4 or 5 times, and I deleted each one of them. It's time for another sip of coffee, and then I got to get ready for church. Church is at 10 o'clock, and it's 8 o'clock now, and it takes me a little while. And I have to figure out what to do with my hair. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. It's fun to do your hair and have fancy colors. I have naturally blonde hair. I started coloring my hair in April for field day at school, and I did my hair sapphire blue. And then I went to purple. And then I bought all kinds of boxes of purple hair dye. And I have 1 box left. And my husband went to the camper, and I was going to color my hair at the camper. This was a while ago. And I left the box up there. And I told him, since you're going up there this weekend, bring me the last box. I tell you, don't do it. It destroys your hair. I'm going to do this one last application of purple, and then I am going to bite the bullet, get about 4 inches of my hair cut off because it is all messed up from coloring my hair because it wasn't done professionally. Then I'm going to have them strip my hair and do the layers of blonde back. And it's probably going to cost me like $500 and an 8-hour day in the hairdresser chair, but that's okay. I need my hair, I want my blonde hair back. Actually, I have dirty dishwater blonde, but I'm going to have them take it and bring it back to my natural color and then put some blonde highlights in it and go from there. But guys, yeah, it does a number on your hair. It really does. Okay, so one thing I want to help everybody out. And I found this book when I was shopping with my friend Lisa when we went Christmas shopping. And it's called Create Your Own Calm. And it is a journal for quieting anxiety. And I know a lot of us, we diamond paint because we have anxiety. We just have anxiety. And there's people that take medication for anxiety. It's just out there. So I really thought this journal was cool. And it is getting kind of late. And I'm just going to flip through it really quick. And maybe I'll go over the introduction on my next Wip-N-Chat. And it just I have 2 of them, one to share with you and one that I can work out of the book. And the first one, it says, let it go. And it says, work on releasing anxiety in your body. Notice the places where your body feels tense or hardened. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Repeat this exercise until the tension subsides. And then they have a little exercise down on the bottom, and you can grab a little notebook and you can mark it Chef Diamond's Wip-N-Chat anxiety. I'm trying to do a Wip-N-Chat once a week. I really am, guys. A lot of people ask me, what goals have you set for the year? And you can see right now, I'm hamstring. I'm sidetracked again. I don't try to set any goals because I always set myself up for failure. So let's just say I'm going to try to do a Wip-N-Chat once a week, okay? And I still have to do my unboxings. I still have Black Friday I have to do, guys, and we're going into February. What the heck? But life comes first. Job, family comes first before YouTube. This is just a fun thing that I do, and I enjoy it. And, and it's supposed to help with my anxiety, but it didn't yesterday. So anyways, here's the exercise. Before this exercise, my anxiety felt like what? And you would jot it down on your little piece of paper. And then after you do some more breathing exercises. After this exercise, my anxiety felt like, then you jot it down here. So I think this is kind of neat. So let it go. I tried to do that yesterday and I did let it go. I said, I'm deleting these Wip-N-Chats. So I let it go. And I said, and I told my friend, today's not the day. And it wasn't, so, yeah. I do want to say to my friend Lisa, she's the one, we were shopping for these. And there goes my other phone. She sent me a message. We were supposed to go to a church function, a game night, and that was Friday night. And I was wondering if I was going to make it Friday night because of, Spaghetti Day is Hell. It's a tough day for me. Again, like I said, everybody thinks spaghetti is easy to do, but it's not. There's too many component parts that have to be put together. So anyways, I don't normally go to a lot of the ice cream functions or game nights and all that. And I invited Lisa to say, hey, I'll get a hold of you in the beginning of the week, maybe in the middle of the week, and we can work out, Friday night. She lives in Fredericksburg, which is quite a ways from me. It's about 40, 50 miles, and she's got to go through a lot of traffic to get from point A to point B. So I didn't hear from her, and I sent her a message, and because our game plan was to come up here, we'd have dinner, we go to the game night, and she would stay the night, and then on Saturday I'd get up, fix a big breakfast, and we would diamond paint together, and then we would videotape it and have a good time and maybe do Q&As. And she sent me a message and she said, I am so sorry, Lori, that I didn't get a hold of you in the middle of the week. I apologize. I injured myself. I had to go to the hospital. I had to get x-rays, that I pinched my cervical spine. What the hey, Lisa? I pinched my cervical spine, and then they found another pinched nerve, and it's affecting her neck. It's going down her arm. Her fingers are numb. She cannot diamond paint. She is resting. She sent me a picture of the medication that she's on. I guess it's some high-powered stuff. I didn't look it up. It was new to me. And I just told her, I'll be praying for you and get better. What does this girl do? She emails me or texts me a message yesterday. Messenger sends me a message yesterday. She made me some diamond earrings. She's like, oh, hey, can you do this? But I can't feel my arms. Would you like these earrings? I'm like, Lisa, what the heck? She goes, I tried to diamond paint and I forced myself. Lisa, I sent her a message back saying, you need to rest. Some of my friends, they hurt themselves and they just keep pushing and keep pushing. Girl, take care of yourself. There's another one in our creators, and whether you guys follow her, I do follow her, and I try to get around to visiting everybody when I can. Sparkling Spectrumite, Hannah, she had some surgery. I've been praying for her for a fast recovery. She did send I think a message on the YouTube board that she is recovering and her husband is taking good care of her and the surgery went well. I hope your recovery is great and speedy for you. And there's a few other ones that I do follow that we're going to have some special MRI tests done during the week that were canceled and rescheduled. Guys, I am praying for all of you. I do say a little prayer for everybody in my family, in the crafting community. We need that kind of prayer for everybody just to keep it going. I might not say everybody's name to the Lord, but I just say everybody that I work with, enjoy in the crafting community. I make sure that I try to bless you guys every day and you have a wonderful time and a great week. I gotta go. It's time for me to get dressed. Thank you for sharing this hamster wheel experience with me. I don't know why yesterday was so bad for me, but today's a lot better, and the Lord's with me in my heart right now. That's why, because I prayed to make sure this Wip-N-Chat went well. A little wonky. Thanks for having coffee with me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Take care. Hit the like button, subscribe. I should do that stuff at the very beginning, but I always forget. I think my little intro says subscribe, but I gotta go. It's time to get dressed for church. Love you all. See you soon.